If you meet someone and you're already in a relationship, then there's some fodder for you there, right? There's some information, and it's just worth considering, what is this new person bringing to the table that I don't have in my current relationship? Are they trying to show me that I need more passion in my current relationship, that things have got a bit stale? Am I just attracted to a new shiny penny? Or is this new person, are they actually a better match for me? Or do I want to be with neither of these people, and actually I just want to be on my own and live my life for a bit and not be dating anyone? So when we meet someone, when we're already in a relationship, it's really a call to go within and figure out, what is this bringing up in me, and why do I not feel happy with my current partner, and what can I look at there? It's not about, yes, you should leave your husband and go off with your soulmate, like that's not my jam. It's about looking at your patterns and seeing what the patterns are in your current relationship, and really asking the question, am I happy? And if I'm not, is that doable? Is that fixable? Is my current partner, is my husband able to meet me halfway? Is he willing to have a conversation? Is he willing to work on this? Like, if this person hadn't come along, this new soulmate person, if they hadn't come along, would I still be feeling the same way about my marriage, right? What's going on there? So it's worth asking yourself these kind of questions, whether you are in a long-term relationship or it's more of a new relationship. If you like the look of someone else, it's worth asking yourself the questions why that is. Sometimes we try and talk ourselves out of a commitment by going to the new person. And if it's a pattern that we have of not wanting to stay with the same person, then that pattern will come up with a new person too. So it's worth going within and really finding out what's coming up for us. And also, I just want to touch on this whole thing of soulmates. Do you guys remember when I used to teach on twin flames? I have a really interesting relationship with my twin flame work, a lot of which is still on the internet, right? It's still on my YouTube. I've taken most of the blog stuff down, or I've hidden it anyway, so it's not front and center on my website, because it doesn't make sense for it to be right now with the way that I do this work now. It's changed, and it's sort of, the twin flame thing was really my gateway into this work, and I don't regret it. However, what I see is there's a lot of really, really dangerous not terminology, what's the word, like ideology in the space of twin flames and soulmates, specifically with twin flames. Like, I was on YouTube the other day looking for a documentary, and it must have been in my algorithm from way, way back, because I haven't watched any of this stuff in so freaking long, and that's probably why I feel so good. A psychic card reading came up from a twin flame card reader, and I was just so curious, I'm going to click on this and just see like how myself now responds to this craziness. And I clicked on it, and I swear to God, it was like the exact same stuff that I heard years ago. He's going to get back in contact and all this other shit. And it's like, look, if your self-esteem is at the point where you think that's enough, that someone's not going to be in your life and give you sporadic communication, or you're going to meet someone who's not available and you're wanting that, my question is, why are you okay with a man that's not available to you? What part of you feels familiar with that, right? Why is there a pull to be with someone that you can't have? There's a certain, might sound a little next level, but there's a certain safety and security in being attracted to someone and wanting a relationship with someone that you cannot have a relationship with, because it's a fantasy relationship. And there's an archetype that I created as one of the 5 archetypes with this dating drama. And the archetype is Miss Fantasy Relationship, right? And what this archetype does, what this woman does, is she mentally dates people, right? She mentally dates people. You might have seen those memes that say like single, taken, mentally dating a fictional character or whatever. Like, what that is when you feel like the object of your affection that you're having a fantasy relationship with, they meet your need in some way. They give you something, they meet a need, they give you some kind of you know, they meet some kind of emotional need. There's something that they give you that is beneficial to you. And also, if you are mentally dating someone, if you're having this fantasy relationship, it may feel a lot safer than having a real relationship, because they're not really there. And it really prevents you from getting close to someone, it prevents you from getting hurt, and you also get some of the feelings of having a relationship, that excitement, the butterflies, right, all of that. But it's not real, right? Just like this gorgeous, gorgeous soul that asked me this question in the magazine, it's not real. Like, what you're asking is a fantasy situation, and we really need to ground it in and get real about it and ask what's really going on, right? Is that making sense? So the whole thing about like soulmates and twin flames and the one, it's so dangerous because, like, do those things exist? Yes. Could I give definitions of what a soulmate is and what a twin flame is? Yes, I could. I used to do this all the time. Is it also true that you could ask 10 different experts this question of what is a soulmate and what is a twin flame, and you would get 10 different answers? Absolutely. That would happen, right? So what is more useful is really addressing this ethos that we have in our culture of there's one person for all of us. Now, some people might have that path. They might have the one partner. But for most of us, we have lots of different relationships, and they give us lots of different lessons. And as we go through our life, as we go through different seasons in our life, sometimes our partner changes, sometimes they don't. But this notion of the one is so dangerous. It's so dangerous because what if you meet the one and you're with them for a couple of years or many, many years, and then the one leaves you, or the one cheats on you, or the one decides that he doesn't want to be with you anymore, or the one passes away, right? The level of devastation is going to be so huge, not just for the loss of that person and the relationship, but because you don't believe there's anyone that can fulfill that role. And the truth is, we have so many people that we're compatible with. And when you're open to that and you really, really understand that and take that into your heart, you understand that you don't need to latch on to people, and you don't need to engage in this craziness of the soulmate, the twin flame. I'm not saying soulmates and twin flames are not real. I've had the experience, I get it, but I'm not willing to argue the toss over how many of these people exist, because honestly, there's so many people you're compatible with. And if you really want to meet the one that you're going to share the rest of your life with, look in the mirror, because it's you. It's you that you're going to share the rest of your life with. It's you, right? That's who it is. And so you've got to be okay within yourself. You've got to feel good within yourself. You've got to love yourself. We've heard this a million different times, but I really want this to land because it's crazy. It's craziness, this whole, soulmate situation. It's mad. Meet your soulmate. This person is my soulmate. Like, this person's another human being who you have some feelings for. So let's address that. Let's address it from that place where it's really grounded. And instead of asking the question, because I think the subtext of the question here was, is he my soulmate? I don't fucking know. I've got no idea. I'm not the soulmate whisperer. What I am curious about is what that new person is offering you that your current partner isn't. And if you've had a pattern throughout your life of being attracted to men you can't have, and knowing that, what was your relationship like with your father? Was he present with you emotionally? Was he physically there? Oh, actually, no, my dad left when I was really little. So part of you feels familiar and comfortable with an unavailable man. Boom, I just sorted out your problems in like 2 minutes, right? It's really worth going within and really asking those questions and getting brutally honest with ourselves and not bullshitting ourselves over terminology that's really beautiful and really sacred but is misused to high hell. So that's what I've got to say about that. Do you have any questions on soulmates? It's interesting because for me, like I said, I used to teach on twin flames, and I was thinking about this morning because I knew what I was going to talk about on my live today. I used to talk about twin flames all the time. I created an entire business around twin flames so I could talk about twin flames all day long because it was my job, and it was really because I was that obsessed with the person I thought was my twin flame that I created a whole business around it because I was obsessed. I was completely obsessed, and that was one of my patterns. So my work now is keeping it a lot more real, and I can honestly tell you, like, for the love of all things holy, like, don't Google stuff like twin flames. It's just going to take you down a crazy fucking rabbit hole. And the amount of people I've known who've said things like, oh, there's multiple people who are my twin flame, and it's like, you're just doing terminology gymnastics at this point. It doesn't fucking matter at all. It doesn't matter. Right? If you're asking the question, are they my twin flame? It's like not even the right question. The question is, are they a decent person? Is this someone who I feel really compatible with because we share the same values? Is this someone who I want to share a significant part of my life with? Are they trustworthy? Are they showing up for me? Are they present? Have I seen them in person recently? Or is it a text-based relationship, i.e. it's a fantasy relationship? Not to say that there's not real emotions there. This person might have feelings for you. However, we need to get really real. If this is someone that exists only through WhatsApp, speaking from experience, if they only exist through WhatsApp or through iMessage or through text on a screen, they may as well be a fictional character from a film or a book, because they don't exist, they're not real. Oh, he's my soulmate. Really? You think your soulmate would be someone that's emotionally unavailable, that's not there, that's like fictional? It's crazy. Stop it. So that's what I've got to say about that. Bit of a rant today, but I think a necessary one and hopefully a useful one. I hope you got something from this. It's just such a dangerous ideology we have that there's just one person we're going to share our life with. It really is complete and utter bollocks, because we're the person, right? We're the person we're going to share our life with. And it's like, there's this subtext of, I'll finally be good enough. I'll finally have made it when I meet that person. And it's like, but the irony in this is, if you want to meet someone that's really, really incredible, you've got to be whole first. Otherwise you're coming to the table like someone, like a kid from a Charles Dickens novel with an empty bowl going, please sir, can I have some more? That's what you're saying to him or her. You're saying, please fill me up because I don't have enough. I'm not enough. I need you to make me feel like I'm enough. I was on a podcast recently with Ashley Han, and we recorded it in London, in Canary Wharf. It was gorgeous. I can't wait for you to hear that conversation, and there's going to be a video of it as well. You'll be able to see the beautiful London in the background. But one thing we were saying with regards to this was the validation that we seek from partners. And there's this phrase in England called, does my bum look big in this? And apparently it's the same in America, does my butt look big in this? And you're basically asking your partner, do I look good? Do I look good? Tell me I look good. And it's crazy, because that's not his job. That's not her job. That's not your partner's job to make you feel good about yourself. You shouldn't be seeking out compliments like that, because when you do, it's so dangerous. You're taking your power and your ability to self-generate worth and good feelings about yourself, and you're giving it to someone else. And you're going, you have this, you have the precious, you hold this. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Obviously, if your partner, wants to compliment you, say you look really beautiful today, like, that feels amazing. And it feels amazing because you actually don't need that, because you feel really good. And the irony is, once you are in a really, really good place, then you attract people who give you the compliments you wanted when you felt shitty about yourself. It's like a whole irony. So that's it for today. That's it for today. That feels really good. If you want to go deeper with this, if you like the way that I'm no bullshit and that I keep it real, then I invite you into a beautiful program of mine called Break the Cycle. It's actually on sale during July. We have a summer flash sale and you can get 20% off. And there's also some free lessons you can try as well. There's a really beautiful Heal Your Inner Child meditation, which actually goes really well with everything we were just talking about feeling like you're not good enough. Like, that's inner child shit. And you've probably heard, oh, the inner child, yeah, I get it. But have you actually talked to your inner child and let her know or let him know that he or she is safe and that you love him and that she's perfect and that it's all good, right? You've got to have that dialogue with that inner child. So if you want to really receive that healing and that meditation, then go to the link that I'm going to put down below in the comments, and you can sign up for those free sample lessons and really just dig into that content and go a bit further with the work that we talked about today.